Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and I am so excited to talk about this figure. This is the Earthrise Optimus Prime, and man, what a figure. Now, full disclosure, this is the very first Optimus Prime that I have ever owned, and this may kind of, this, it's kind of weird to think about how I am a Transformers fan, but I've just never felt the need to grab an Optimus Prime. Like, he's such a ubiquitous character that like I just said, yeah, he's Optimus Prime. I respect what he is, and I respect what he is about. I just have never felt the need to. I've never been interested in any of the toys that have come out in the recent years, like the Prime Wars trilogy. I never was a fan of that. I didn't even want the sound wave of that figure, and I have made it a point to collect almost every sound wave. But yeah, like no Optimus Prime has really caught my attention until this guy. Now, Siege was really close. I have to admit, Siege was seen by a lot of people as the quintessential Optimus Prime figure. The only problems with it were really the scuff marks that Siege had, which, yeah, I agree, it isn't great looking. The smudge marks just don't do it for me. And, like, also the backpack that he had and the arm flaps for his alt mode. Yeah, I get that, and yeah, that kind of turned me off to the figure. And then this guy got announced. And we got to see him in full, and I was just so excited to see him. This was pretty much the calling card. This was my brain telling me, okay, now you need this Optimus Prime. And I said, yes, I do. So I looked online and I saw that it was $80 because of fucking scalpers. And I said, I'll wait for a price drop. I'll wait for that. And lo and behold, it came. I checked on Amazon one day and I saw that it was $49. And I said, add to cart. So now that it's in my hands and and it's just right in front of me, the pictures really just did not do it justice, and my camera doesn't do it justice. In fact, it's kind of blurry right now, so let me just focus in. There we go. This figure's sculpting is immaculate. You can see all these like little panel lines and details on it that just highlight the figure's areas. I don't know how to explain it. I'm new to this, but there are flaws. Obviously, there's no such thing as a perfect figure, unless we're talking about Masterpiece Soundwave. But I digress. That's for a later video. Also, just so you guys know, Soundwave Sunday is coming. My plan on my schedule is going to be every one Sunday of every month. I will look at a Soundwave figure or figures and talk about them. But anyway, I hear a lot of people saying that one of the main problems with this figure is the back, and yeah, I kind of have to agree. These little wheel flaps, they do get in the way of his waist posability, and that kind of sucks. In order to get his full waist articulation, you're gonna need to untab these and flip these down. That's for the transformation. But other than that, his back looks fine. In fact, I think the back of his legs are really nicely detailed. For some reason, they decided to do that. A lot of the times, when you see a Transformers figure, specifically ones that transform into low-bearing vehicles or non-flight vehicles, the bottoms of them don't look great. They have a lot of kibble. You'll see a robot head in there just looking at you. Yeah, you might as well wave at it. But this guy has nice under detail. I don't know how to explain it. He has very little kibble. That's how I can explain it. Thank you, brain. But anyway, enough with the sculpting. Let's get into his posability, and it's also fantastic. He has a fully articulated head because it's a ball joint. He can look left, right, up, and down. He has his shoulder can go out that far, and it can rotate. He has a flexing elbow that it can also rotate. He has a slightly articulated wrist in that it can swivel, and he has actual fingers. Ain't that something? On a retail figure? Jesus. Like I said, his back flaps do get in the way of his waist posability, but trust me, it goes all the way around. He can kick out this far. He can bend his knee that far, and he has a thigh swivel. He also has an ankle pivot. As you can see, it locks into place, so it isn't like, flimsy, and that's nice. But with most Transformers figures, if not like 90% of them, he does not have toe articulation, which is a shame. I hear people saying that it is because of how transformation works that they can't have that. I don't really get that, but I digress. It's fine. He doesn't do any toe poses anyway. But yeah, this guy's posability, he can pull off some really nice dynamic poses. Ooh, the head's kind of loose a bit, isn't it? There we go. But yeah, let's get into his accessories. Right here, we have his iconic Ion Blaster. And this is really nicely sculpted. It's got nice color. And it is very nicely detailed. The problem with it, though, is that I have is with its handles. Let me focus in. Right here and here. These are just kind of bare plastic. And I do understand why they couldn't have painted it, because it would have rubbed off on his hand if you put it in. But honestly, a different colored plastic, I think, would have worked well with it. But you just slide into his hand. Easy peasy, right here. As you can see, he looks great with it in hand. Yeah, there we go. And, obviously his arm's a little too short, so he can't do the double wield pose that he has in the movie. But it still looks great, and he also comes with an on-hand accessory that's in him, so let's go ahead and look at that. That is his Matrix. Now, I don't have really long fingernails, so I can't really pry this open, so I'm going to have to use this X-Acto knife. Be careful if you want to do this. I wouldn't recommend it, but I just do it because I can't get it open with my actual fingers. My fingers are too fat, and my fingernails are too short. So open up his chest like that, and you see he has a Matrix of Leadership. It is not sculpted in, and you can actually take it out. There we go. Oh, hold on. There we go. And there you have it. This right here, Matrix of Leadership, it's nicely sculpted. It's got a nice paint on it. It's kind of hollow in the back, because, they weren't going to fill in both sides. But yeah, this looks great. And he can also, now, obviously, because he has tiny arms, he can't really hold it with two hands and do, like, the Darkest Hour pose. He can only, like, hold it like it's his keys. But yeah, let's go ahead and put that back in, close up his window titties, and yeah, that's pretty much his, like, baseline accessories. So let's go ahead and look at the main accessory, the one that everyone, that makes him a leader class, is the trailer. And man, what a trailer. It's kind of weird to say. This thing has really nice sculpting and really nice paint. So let's go ahead and look all the way around it. You can see those little the lines, you can see the paint, the Autobot symbol, little details right here. Even the underside of it doesn't look terrible, although these, like, little lines do kind of make it seem hollow, which it is. And right here you have a little kickstand, so where it isn't, like, it isn't falling over, like, just like that. So anyway, let's go ahead and open it up and see what we got. And there we go. This right here, I don't know what this is called because I didn't watch G1, but this thing is actually articulated. Let's just call him Bob. Bob is fully articulated with his little, claw hands, and he kind of looks like a repair station / battle cannon. And, that's a really nice detail. Right here, as you can see, there's these little lines here. Well, this actually pops off, and this is his shield. It's really tiny. I'm sorry, I can't get over it. Like, this thing doesn't even cover up his hand, let alone his vital areas. Like, yeah, it's cool that he has a shield, but, like, it's super, super dinky and tiny that it barely even protects anything. Let's go ahead and reinsert that There we go. And go ahead and close that up. Line up the tabs. Anyway, now that we're done with his accessories and posability, let's go ahead and get into the transformation. And, wow. I would say that this is probably the smoothest transformation sequence that I have with most of my figures. Now, let's start off by folding in his hands. Basically, open up this panel and putting his hands in his arms. Then we go to the back, untab these, flip this out, and then turn him all the way around. Then what you're gonna want to do is tab in both of his legs with these two tabs and these holes right here. There we go. Fold in these. Then what you're going to want to do is untab his entire torso. And be careful right here. These pieces and these pieces, basically, these will rub against each other and this can cause stress marks. Yeah, you heard that, right? That isn't even like a snapping in sound. That is a bare plastic rubbing against plastic type of sound. So then what you do is you open up these panels right here. Kind of stuck. Oh, wait, hold on. You're going to want to tab this in right here. And just, there we go. That should tab in no problem. Take his head. You're going to want to open up this back panel right here. And then put his head through. This right here. And just close that up. Then what you want to do is lay him down. Like so. Then you just tab that in. And there we go. We're almost done. So now, what you want to do is take these panels right here on the legs. Fold them out. There we go. And then put his arms back, like so. Flip out these panels right here. As you can see, you see a seam line there. There we go. Then you're going to want to fold in his arms, and put them in here. Right there. Same thing on the other side. Oop, panel. And then tab in everything else. Want to close all this up. And there you have his truck mode, and man, this thing is amazing. Oop, almost forgot. What you're going to do is open up these, and there you have it. You have his truck mode. And man, what a truck mode. Like, this thing is just hard, heavy, not hard, but heavy, industrial-like, you know, screams the open road. The flat nose truck just looks like that, and this thing definitely captures that. This is such a nice truck mode. And you can take his trailer right here. See that hexagonal port right there? You're going to want to slide that in, and you have his completed truck mode. And while he does look fine without the trailer, he looks so much better with it. Like, here, let me focus in. Yeah, this thing is incredible. I think this thing is on par with its robot mode. It just looks so good. There's very little kibble on it as well. Like, look at that. Like, you usually can't say that with a lot of Transformers. Like, usually you'll see a face right here just poking out at you. You might as well just wave at it. But this thing is so cohesive. It's so cohesive, and it just works. So let's go ahead and transform him back and give my final thoughts on this thing. Wow, what a Transformer. Like, I'm so lucky to have this thing. It's just like, Like, there's a reason why people are saying that it's like the quintessential Optimus Prime. It really is. It just looks amazing. It has great articulation, it has great sculpting, it has a really intuitive transformation that isn't a pain at all. I know that may sound like I'm being sarcastic, but I'm actually being serious here. I think it has a fantastic transformation. Excuse my tone. But yeah, let's go ahead and transform back again. Stress marks right here and here. Be careful. Let's go ahead and flip his head back out while we're doing that. But yeah, this figure is amazing. I think this is probably going to be the standard of how Optimus Primes are going to be compared to in the foreseeable future, because this toy is just so amazing. And honestly, it's so hard to think about how this mini masterpiece figure is just widely available at stores. I saw this at a Target the day after I got it in the mail. And like, well, that kind of pissed me off. I said, yeah, now people actually can have access to such an amazing figure. And that's just with like most of Earthrise. Earthrise is just super high quality, and this guy is pretty much the epitome of that. This part is kind of annoying. This part just will not tab in, will it? Will you? Yeah, let's just leave it like that for now. But anyway, yeah. Like I said, if you are an Optimus Prime fan and you are considering getting this figure, I'm surprised you haven't yet. This figure is just the best representation of Optimus Prime that I have seen in any toy line. Like, it's just so... Like, he's so ubiquitous that, like, you know, like, many Optimus Primes are valid enough to be considered one of the best Optimus Primes. Many of them. The Studio Series Bumblebee Optimus Prime I hear is also amazing. Like, the sculpting on it is great. I've seen it. And yeah, I have to agree with that. It does look amazing. But this figure is just on a whole nother level of just like its detailing, and just the feel of the figure is just amazing. And like, yeah, this is my final thoughts are, if you are a Transformers fan and you've been contemplating on getting an Optimus Prime, I highly suggest this one. This one is the gold standard of Optimus for me now. Any Optimus figure that comes out, I will be comparing it to this one. And with the leak and the news of the last part of the War for Cybertron trilogy, which is Kingdom, which is going to be introducing maybe another Optimus, I am also looking forward to that, because if they improve on this design, that's going to be an achievement, a true achievement of Transformers design and engineering. And I leave you guys with this. Don't worry, Soundwave Sunday is coming this Sunday, and I'm going to be reviewing multiple figures. I'm going to be reviewing the aligned continuity Soundwaves, the ones that I have, obviously. I don't have every single one, but I have, like, you know, some of the main and the ones that people really do care about. So look out for that. It's going to be coming this Sunday. Unfortunately, I couldn't post it last Sunday because my power went out because it's so hot here in California. But anyway, yeah. I'll see you guys on Sunday. And remember, I have yet to come up with a catchphrase. But anyway, I'll see you guys later.